Hello everyone, Flopsy here, and welcome back to Lemmings SNES on RetroArch for achievements. In the previous video, we did the first 10 levels of fun, unlocking each achievement along the way. There was about 9 of them. Well, 11. We've unlocked 11 technically, because we got fun 1 to 5, fun 5 to 10 as well. But there was one level, the only level which doesn't have an achievement assigned to it was fun 4, which was use miners and climbers, because that was already 100%, wasn't it? Okay, so we're on to fun level 11. There is a 100% save requirement assigned to this one. So we're just going to carry on. What am I doing? Don't know why I signed a floater to that guy. So I'm going to test some things on this engine. So we just need some crafty ways to turn Lemmings around. This will probably help me on... there we go. Building and mining works, that's good. So I think one of the levels I couldn't get on my initial playthrough was a tribute to MC Escher. You have to get 100% on that level. And the thing I struggled with the most, I think, was getting a lemming turned around on this section here. So it's going to require a little bit out of the box thinking, that one is. Oh, he's going to be fine. He's an athlete anyway. Yeah, anyway, I don't think there's any bashers or miners on that level, so that's going to be a problem. And you can't build against the right hand side of the level because that will completely seal off the exit, and I'd have to use a bomber to get the lemmings freed into the exit. So it's a little bit of a tricky one, that one is. If I could just get one of these additional achievements I couldn't get in my first playthrough, I'll be happy. That's the promise I'm going to make myself. So taxing 16's on there. I think that one's possible, somewhat. I don't think it requires any glitches as far as I'm aware. A bit of a delay there. Well, not really a delay, I just didn't press start. Okay, so level 12, patience. So we need to save 100% on this one as well, so this is going to be a bit of a fun level. Might be just a case of putting a blocker and then just mining it out with the last lemming that comes back along here. There is also an achievement assigned to the repeat of this level, which is from the boundary line. You're required to get 99%, I think. So not an easy level there. Okay, where's the last lemming? It's coming back along here. Might as well give it to that guy, because nice. There we go. Alright, I assign it the far left as possible, so the build will always going to be going right. That's another trick you can use here. If you put your cursor like just as far left as possible, there's a very big likelihood that the lemming's going to be facing right. And we're going to need another builder. It's quite crafty that you can't get that done with one builder. If the builder was to touch the wall there, it'd still be 1 pixel short. So that's quite a fun 100% solution. That was fun. I liked that one. So there's the patience achievement. You can also see there's a number in brackets. That's the number of achievement points assigned to the achievement. So they kind of done an Xbox Gamer Score style thing with their retro achievements. Highly recommend you check out that website if you're interested in doing your older games with achievements, and there's no chance of them ever being ported to later systems where achievements are an official thing, like on the PlayStation or the Xbox. Anyway, there's nothing to say about this level. This level's just a load of crap. I do like the music assigned to this level though. Unfortunately, the We All Fall Down levels I've got no achievements assigned to them, so they're just play them, move on. They will be fun. They will get more challenging as the game goes along, but just with increasing amount of diggers. At least you can be sure on this one they're not going to mess them up like the PSP version did, where they gave you like 30 lemmings and 60 diggers. Which I was like, how do you even get to that? Did you not look at the level properly? Did you think that all lemmings needed 2 diggers or something? Oh, he'll be fine. He'll be fine as well. That was a nice clean dig. Still had 2 diggers left over, that's fine. It's okay sometimes if diggers wriggle by, because I think the requirement is you only have to have a couple of pixels shaved off of it, and they'll fall, and they'll be fine. It's just they can't fall from the very top. Oh, there is a tracker in the bottom right corner as well, which says 3 out of 5, which means it's actively tracking the 5 levels which we're doing. Okay, so there's a 100% save requirement for Origins and Lemmings. I think there's a 100% requirement for Crankshaft as well, which can be a little bit more tricky. There's nothing too bad about this level though. You just got to make sure that you don't use blockers in a way that you can't free them. I don't think you'd ever be stuck freeing blockers on this level though. Just a very boring level this one is, even with a 100% save requirement. I think the crankshaft is a bit more... I quite liked the gimmick of the crankshaft where you have to use miners instead of bashers. The problem with that level is the time limit. You need to be careful with the time limit on that one. Okay, so I'm not going to increase the release rate yet, because I'll wait until the basher's been assigned on this side and then we'll do it. It's a bit weird that you can get this level done with just 5 skills, isn't it? The SNES version actually encourages minimalism though, because of the scoring system. You get 1 point for each remaining skill, and you think you get 100 points for each lemming you save. So if you get 100%, you get 10,000 points, and for each skill left over, let's just assume we had 160 left over, so 10,160 is a pretty optimal score. You don't get anything for time limits though, I don't think. It would have been nice if they put the leftover seconds in the time limit into the score as well, but I don't think they do. I could be wrong. We'll have a look at the end anyway, see what happens. So by this logic, we should be getting 10,155. If we don't get 10,155, then I've worked out the scoring system wrong. Because we've only used 2 builders and 3 bashers, which subtracts 5 from the optimal score. The maximum score, I mean. The maximum score assumes, of course, that it's 20 skills per... 20 uses per skill. There are some levels which give you 40. Which will double that to a 320 rather than 160. But the amount of levels with skills above 20 of each use are very few and far between. I think you only get them at the start of the tricky rank for a little while, and then you don't get them after that. So I think this level started with 6 minutes on the clock. I could be wrong. So that just took a little under 3 minutes. Yeah, like I said, 10,155 points. So I got the scoring system sussed correctly. It's 100 points per lemming saved and then 1 point per skill remaining. The time limit's not incorporated, unfortunately. Okay, don't let your eyes deceive you. There is a 100% save requirement on this level as well. You're going to be hearing this a lot, 100%. I mean, I've got a page full of these requirements, and like pretty much 95% of them say 100%. To be honest, I'm probably just going to go for the. I don't need to do the digging and bashing solution, do I? I do remember taxing one of this taking a while because the time limit's pretty tight on that one when you're doing the 100% on it. Yeah, you have to do 100% on the taxing one as well with the limited amount of skills, which is kind of annoying. So I think it's just going to be a case of we'll bash the first 2 pillars, then climb over the remaining one. Second lemming in line was the basher. That's fine. So I'm just going to do the safe 100% solution. And I'm also going to take note of how long it takes me as well. I think it's probably going to end up taking too long though, because I think I remember I had to bunch the lemmings up in this in the taxing one eventually just to get it done. Because the problem was the lemmings were walking back and forth along a long area on the level, and that was increasing the time it took. So we're on to our first builder fest of the game. Not very exciting. There's going to be quite a few builder fests coming up if I recall. Might call it a video after this one because the only reason I made the first video a bit longer was because the first few levels of fun are not very exciting, and I did waffle on at the beginning of the video, so I'll probably be aiming for the 15-16 minute mark for most of these videos. I might increase that in the later ranks though, just to allow for the fact that some levels will probably take a bit longer. Because I appreciate that this game's probably going to be worse than the PSP port because of the fact that you can't fast forward. So, especially if I have to restart a long level. I might even edit some of the videos if if I have to retry a level multiple times. Okay, it's probably okay now to bash them out. Oh, at least sign the basher. Yeah, I can't. Ooh, that was scary then. I wasn't quite there when he was shrugging. Okay, and they're off. So, if the time limit goes below 4 minutes, then this method's not going to work on taxing 1. Because I think the time limit for taxing 1 is 4 minutes. It's looking quite unlikely it's looking quite unlikely we're going to get everybody in before 4 minutes time up, because this guy's still walking backwards. Yeah, he's not going to make it across the level in 50 seconds, is he? So we're gonna have to come up with a different method for taxing 1. This is we're gonna have to completely discount this method immediately, because the problem with some of the levels on this playthrough is the time limit. You can't just blindly go into these levels and just assume everything's gonna work now, because unlike the PSP version, the time limits are super tight on this version of Lemmings. It's nice that I'm thinking ahead towards things like this now, though. Just goes to show how I've evolved as a Lemmings player, that I'm thinking, yeah, the method I just used is not going to work on later level because of the... Yeah, look. I do love the rippling effect when they go up the staircase as well. It's pretty cool. So the time would be up on taxing 1 now, and we'd only have 55. Well, it was 53 technically. Yeah, they're taking too long here. It's probably 30 seconds too slow, this method is. They're just so slow getting across this level. That's the big problem. That's the big problem when you're doing taxing 1 on this one. So at least we got something for taxing 1 when we get there. At least we know that that's not going to work, so we're going to have to be a bit more efficient. Okay, there's my fun level 11 to 15 achievement, and there's don't let your eyes deceive you. Okay, so I'm going to call that a video here, so thanks a lot for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.